Hello, Guy here from Soul Family Chat. Have you ever wondered why the Matrix, the mainstream, just focuses on politics so much and has it going 24/7 on the social media, the news and everything, and making it like it's the most important and the biggest thing? So my theory on this is that it's mainly a distraction and a way to divide us, but it's main thing is to distract us from taking action that would create the real change that would really transform the way we live. So I'll give you an example, and I shared this example in a recent interview with Ma Michelle Hausler, which I'll put the link below to that interview. It's well worth watching. But I gave the example of Amazon. So let's say from a political point of view, it's been pointed out that Amazon's one of the richest companies in the world, but they hardly pay any tax here in the United States. And so the solution that's put forth is to have Amazon pay these taxes. And I guess the idea is people actually think that that money from those taxes would then be distributed somehow through society, through social programs, something like that. I assume the idea is not that they think that money is going to just be invested in more bombs, which is probably what they'd actually do with it. Anyway, I digress. So that's the political thing. And so it's like a big problem, right? Like Amazon and Apple and all these other companies are not paying taxes. And the solution is to tax them. And how are we going to get them to tax them? Well, we're going to vote in the politicians that are going to make that policy. And then, so how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to argue about it all day long on social media, on Twitter and Facebook. And we're going to have campaigns, and it's going to be a big battle over it. And then we all put our energy into that. And have you ever noticed, actually, it never happens anyway, so it's all a colossal waste of time. But what is interesting about this is that hardly anyone is saying, well, maybe the solution is, not to shop at Amazon. Don't feed the beast. Look, I'm not completely down on Amazon. I use Amazon like most of us. But, there's nobody talking about that. Like, why don't we just change our consumer habits and buy local as much as we can? I realize you can't buy everything local, but the more we shop local and buy from each other, that creates wealth, and that creates wealth among us and creates wealth in our community. That does more to eliminate inequality than just taxing Amazon and redistributing that money. And like I said earlier, it's probably never going to happen. And two, even if they did, they take that money, they probably wouldn't distribute it back in a meaningful way. They spend trillions on these wars and all that crap. So just think about that. Like, it seems to me that the mainstream matrix is always focusing us on a very big problem that needs a very big solution. And then they just tie us up in knots all day long talking about it and arguing about it, where a lot of the solutions to really change our lives and change this world that we live in is with us, changing the way we live. And I gave an example, shopping locally, and then things like growing your own food. I mean, the system would much rather you spend all day on Twitter arguing with people about politics than growing your own food, or making a cooperative where you can share food and things like that. So think about that for a second. And what I want to say is it's different for everybody. Like, the changes that each of us can make, they're kind of different for each person. For example, I have a friend that his construction business pretty relies on Amazon purchases at the moment, and it might be difficult for him to pull back from Amazon, but he could pull back from some other area, make some changes in some other areas. So it's not about judging who's shopping at Amazon, not shopping at Amazon, who's not using recyclable bags at the grocery store, and judging and shaming those people. It's different for everybody, but if we all make some kind of a change, if we take an inventory of our lives and say, okay, where am I participating in this kind of matrix economy in a way that's actually not not supporting nature, it's not supporting the environment, it's not supporting humanity in a great way. And how can I find another way to get my needs met rather than participating in that system? So yeah, that's my thought on that. Do you have any ideas yourselves you'd like to leave in the comments? That would be great. A great way to support this channel is to subscribe to it or like the video, and an even better way to support me is actually to join my newsletter, and the link is in there. And yeah, I would love to hear what you have to say about this, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.